Dave is on the air. Dude, the temperature went down like 30 degrees here. It's freezing.
Dave the Rave. Yeah,
And the
I hear
jacket.
you're getting a little nor'easter up there.
Yeah,
Get out your rubbers. Say,
yeah.
Chief, I see you brought your rubbers. Um,
Although it is gorgeous out. Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful
it's
day
a
for golf here.
little
Golf.
chilly here, about 75, 76. A little breezy. But what's the weather, darling, young lady?
Oh, you
Dave,
have an assistant?
hey, yeah, well, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
You're looking at it?
Uh, if we keep picking winners like we're doing, they'll be flocking.
And how'd we do
How's
last week?
I?
How'd we do?
Hey, we did all right last week. We had a
Yeah,
little.
we did already, is right.
Yes,
And
we did.
again, I
We
know
did nice.
we keep crowing about 3-2 in the various leagues and everything, but again, well, at least for me, I don't know how you did on college, but I was 3-2 again on college. I've been 3-2 for like 4 weeks in a row. Would you take? Oh shit! I got to recap the kickball first.
And you
Uh,
did well in the kickball.
Almost had. No, it didn't have the second one, but the first one we got. And oh no, the second one we got. The first one we didn't hit that one. Sunderland did not play the way I
Almost.
expected. But Chelsea came through. And they were plus 185. So $100 on each team means an $85 profit. Hey, listen, guys, anytime you can put down $200 on something and you get back 285, you should take that. Okay. So
No
on
doubt about it.
football, another profit. That's two in a row. Previous week we had a nice return. Last week we had a nice return. This week we're not doing diddly on because they're in this international break where they're doing World Cup qualifying, and it's just weird. I've been following it, but it's just weird. I'm not ready to take any picks in advance. Probably do something on the weekend, but right now, no kickball picks. College football again, 3-2, which you'll take every day of the week, and
Definitely.
then um, on pro. At first, I thought maybe I was 5-0, but we got one push with Cleveland, and then no, I had a loser. I had the Chargers. So 3-1-1 on pro, which again, fellas, you'll take that every time. All right.
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
We had the nice two high-profile games on Sunday night with the Patriots, outright winners, which was
Outright winners in Sunday night
yeah,
and
no
Monday
sweat at
night.
all as far as the spread went. That was a lock, but winning the game outright. And then Monday night was a little dicier with Jacksonville coming through and covering.
But it
We
was
both,
nice.
we both had
It
both
was
of
nice
those.
to come on top of that one. Come on top. That was beautiful.
You had Cleveland
I'm
first.
glad Chris Jones decided to take a break there when he did. Thank you, Chris.
You were the same as me, maybe. You were 3-1-1 on pros. We're both 3-1-1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Good.
and college 4-1. I'm continuing my
Oh my God.
early week prowess.
Wow.
But we
I'm not
we
talking
needed
about
that late rally on Sunday, thank God. And yeah, we nailed
Good job.
Jacksonville and we nailed New England, both outright winners. Well done, Grasshopper.
Got some noise on my
That's all right.
screen
Little
here. I gotta
noise.
get rid of it.
No worries.
Extraneous noise.
Actually, I can't hear it at all. So
Okay.
you're coming through loud and clear.
Damn.
Just listen to this. Same form.
I don't know where it's coming. Oh, there it is.
Thinks of deleting it somewhere, but he's
I
remaining.
got it.
Got a few windows open?
Yeah, I got a few windows open.
No, me too. All of a sudden, somebody's announcing something. I'm like, who, where, what?
You're a stock trader. You got to have all those. You got to have multiple screens and multiple windows.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Let's take a look at. Let's go right to the college football slate this week because we're not going to do any European football. When they come back, we will.
Yes,
Right
little
now.
break.
And we're gonna take our profits from the last couple of weeks in kickball. So we're gonna turn our attention
And buy a couple of pints or two.
NCAA football. And you know what? I don't have anything for these. I know you love this weeknight college football. So I'm gonna turn it over to you because I almost It's guaranteed you're going to have a pick for one of these games. I don't have any in mind starting until Saturday.
Well, it just so happens. Yeah, last week, very good. 4-1 in college. Tonight, last night we had a little W. We had a little pizza action. Missouri State came
I think
through.
you want a pizza.
The team that
I think I
the
got
team
beat by
that
the hook.
yeah, well, if it wasn't for a few face masks in the
Ugly
double
game.
digits, oh my God, it was a battle of the inept. But we took it home tonight. College football, like I said, we had a very ugly win last night, but tonight, an old favorite of ours. You remember the Owls, not the Owls from your, baseball team. I know you were the Owls. The Owls
PAL
from
basketball.
the basketball. Sorry. I knew I was close.
So I know you're going Kennesaw.
I'm going Kennesaw State. Um, yeah, they're our favorites from last year's. They had a couple of nice wins already. Arkansas State and your beloved MTSU,
And they covered
who lost.
that first game. Who didn't they beat somebody or cover? They covered against a
They
big time
covered
team.
against Wake, 10 to
Yeah, right.
9.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're playing against Louisiana Tech, which supposedly, they're posted as like one of the favorites in Conference USA. They've had 4 wins, but terrible teams. UTEP, New Mexico State, they got smoked by LSU. All right, but I see a tough matchup. And Kennesaw State's at home, getting 6.5. Take the points. Kennesaw State to start us out tonight.
How many points are you getting?
6.5, my bro,
Oh, yeah.
Dini.
That's what I saw. 6.5.
All right.
Hey, you got anybody else Thursday or Friday night?
I do, but jump in
No, you
there.
got to go then. You got to go. We're going to go chronologically. Then I'll take 2 because I got
All
a
right.
lot of early.
Well,
I gotta
tonight,
go.
after Kennesaw does their work, I got a kind of a sentimental pick. The Pirates of
East
East
Carolina.
Carolina. They play a tough road game. This is a tough game. They're going into Tulane. Tough D, tough schedule. Getting 6.5.
We'll
But I
bring
love
Tulane.
this offense. I love this guy Hauser. He puts up the ball. He's tough. He's going to be a good pro. Mark my words. But this is their test. This is their test here against a tough Tulane
Holtby's getting a little
defense.
bit less than a touchdown, so I'd imagine you probably like both of them. They could outright win the game, right?
I really think so. Kennesaw, for sure, they're at home. East Carolina is going to have their hands full tonight, but I think they're gearing toward this game. They had a couple good wins. Army, they crushed Coastal Carolina. Tulane is much tougher. It's a tough offense against a tough defense, and they're playing on the road. These conferences, it's a little touchy when you get on the road. But take the 6.5 East Carolina Pirates tonight against Tulane.
All right. And then, is there anything tomorrow night? I'm not sure, but I didn't select any of them. But are you taking anybody on Friday night?
I do, but jump in there. I can't be unless you want me to
And we'll
just keep
backtrack to
on
Friday. All right,
going.
I'll take 2 on Saturday. Okay, I'm really looking at a lot of fairly high profile games. A lot of ranked teams playing. There's some ranked teams playing each other this weekend, which is kind of fun. Always fun. I had a bunch of stuff written down, and then I sort of eliminated a few of them. I have a definite trend going for the weekend in both college and pro. Although home team underdogs have not been doing very well in the pros this year. They're only 14 and 18, which is unusual for them to be,
Yes.
that bad. Anyway, they're not doing that great. But in college, they're holding their own. In fact, dogs are doing much better in college. And actually, I think you're showing a little bit of a profit if you're playing dogs all the time in college. Whereas pros, it's been a little bit too heavy on the favorites for my blood, of course. But here we go. I'm looking at a bunch of home team dogs, and the first one I'm looking at is right at the top of the schedule at noon on Saturday, and it is Alabama traveling to Missouri. Now, Alabama is really kind of having a nice little rebound season here. After losing that first game to Florida State, they've come back and they've ripped off 4 in a row, and they've covered every one of those games too. However, That game last week against Vanderbilt, and this is not sour grapes, although I lost.
No.
I know some other smart people might have lost
Yep.
the game.
Thank you very much.
That quarterback, I mean, they're driving for not only certainly a cover, but they're driving to take the lead in that game, and they're down to inside the 15-yard line or 20-yard line, whatever it might be. They're down deep. They're getting into the red zone, and you cannot throw an interception on first
Yeah.
down. Doesn't matter what level of football you're playing. You can't do it. Just don't force it. Just live to play another
Right.
game. You got plenty of downs. Even there, Vanderbilt would kick the field goal. They're still in the game. There was plenty of time left, and
Plenty of time.
they just, that was really disappointing. I think Vanderbilt outplayed Alabama in that game. I think they easily could have won it. They didn't, which is one of the reasons why I'm looking at Missouri +3. +3 at home. There's a reason why this line is so minuscule. There's a lot of good reasons this line is so minuscule. A, Bama ain't that great. Okay, we know that already from several, games that could have gone either way, except for the first one when they got their ass kicked by Florida State, who now have come back and shown us that they ain't all that either. Okay,
That's right.
so anyway,
You're correct.
+3. Missouri is actually now Alabama is 4 straight covers, as they said. So now they're 4-1 against the number this year, which is great. Missouri's
Yes.
3-2, 3-2 against the number, which I tell you, 3 out of 5, keep taking it.
Yep.
But Missouri is one of the best covering teams in college football over the last 2 seasons. In 2024 and 2023, they were 8-4 against the number in both those years. So 8-4, 8-4. They're 3-2 this year, which means if they cover this week, they'd be 4-2, which is 2 out of 3, just like they've been the previous 2 seasons. And they're going to be there. They're going to get back to that 66.7 percentile for the year, and they're going to cover that number against Alabama on Saturday. It's an early game, should be a good game. Missouri at home. Surprisingly crazy fans. Missouri football. I think you'll be, people will be impressed with how much noise they make and what a hard time they give to the Alabama team, especially their offense. I see Missouri, well, obviously winning that game outright, but I'll take the 3 points. And
I think you might. It's an excellent pick. I agree 100%. We both had Vandy. We had that game in our back pocket. Uncharacteristically, that quarterback just started forcing stuff. And how they covered. You want to call it a bad beat? Whatever. You want to throw your shoe right through the
I want to call it a
TV.
bad beat.
Holy
horrible
shit.
beat.
That is the worst. One of the worst I've experienced.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yes, because that was a W.
They could have done the smart thing and fallen down and then let the clock.
Yes,
but they didn't do that. They scored it.
No, they did not. We would have swept.
It was
But would have,
brutal.
could have, should
It
have.
was brutal.
All right, that's a good one, Dave. I like
All right.
that. You
Next
got another
game.
one on the docket.
All right, I'm looking at another early game on Saturday. I think a really, really interesting Big Ten matchup. Ohio State's going to Illinois. They're laying 2 touchdowns. I'm taking the Illini at home. I'm looking at the Indiana game as a bit of an anomaly, and I'm also looking at the fact that Indiana's offense is a little more sort of high flying and really, vertical game than a lot of other teams. I know Ohio State's probably got the athletes, probably got the speed. They'll probably score some points here, but I think Illinois is going to get their fair share of points too. Illinois, their one loss this season against the spread is that Indiana game where they did get skunked. Okay, I got it. But anyway, 5-1 against the number. Ohio State also having a good year against the number, 4-1. But 2 touchdowns at home for a really good Illinois team where we talked about this a couple of weeks ago as far as the SEC goes, with some of the teams ascending, maybe some of the guys who were always the top dogs dropping down a little bit. Looking at the same thing here in the Big Ten, where I don't think this is quite as good an Ohio State team as we've seen in recent years, and this is certainly a much better Illinois team. I think all these teams are going to have to look out for Illinois Indiana as the season goes on. I mean, Indiana's got a great game later in the day against Oregon, where I had them picked originally, but I took them off the list of the picks for Dave and Dave. But anyway, I'm looking at Illinois at home team dog, plus 2 touchdowns against Ohio State.
Yeah, the Fighting Illini Big Ten matchup, the true Big Ten, that is, when there were only 10. I agree with you. I can't believe the number's so high. And yeah, throw out that crazy game with Indiana. So many turnovers, so many problems. And Illinois has fought back. They fought back well. All right. Third pick. I'm doing some from Friday night football. Friday night under the lights. I like the Mean Green. The Mean Green from North Texas. Look at these guys, favorites against South Florida. Not much favorites. I think it's like even money right now. But South Florida, number 24, the college rankings. Yeah, I had them last week. I won by the hook, by the skin of my teeth. But North Texas is the big surprise. 5-0. This is a big home game to determine the leader in the American Conference. South Florida, the Bulls, big offense, no doubt about it. But against the Mean Green D, they've been stingy. Strong wins against Alabama, Southern Alabama, and Army. You got the home crowd, Friday night lights. The line says a lot. Yeah, I think they're favorites now by about a half a point. But go with the Mean Green at home to take the Bulls from South Florida.
All right.
He's won 30 goals in 57 games last season from common country. They missed from a yard
I got my audio on.
That's all right. I know you like listening to those old boilers.
Sports thing doesn't know what we're doing. All right.
Doesn't know we're on the air.
All right. I'm going to my third pick. I was looking at a bunch of the other games. I was looking at Florida State Pitt as an interesting game. I was looking at Oregon, Indiana as definitely an
Me too.
Also looking at Oklahoma, which you might have picked.
Red River.
The game, but I'm going a little further down the schedule. I'm going to the old alma mater. I'm going to Boulder, Colorado.
Buffs.
And I'm really looking at this. This line is looking very suspicious to me.
No doubt about it.
Colorado is only getting 2.5 against Iowa State. And I feel like Colorado, despite the losses, despite, losing to TCU, etc., that was a road game. That the quarterback is starting to figure some things out. The guy that they got as a transfer from Liberty.
Right.
I think they were expecting more because he had experience. Right. He already played pretty much big-time college football. He played in bowl games. Started off a little ragged this year. They actually benched him. Brought in the third-string quarterback that didn't work out very well. But now back to the starter. At home in Boulder, ranked team. Let's go Buffs. Plus 2.5. This is kind of a contrarian bet. A lot of people on Iowa State. The little line makes me think something's up. So taking the Buffs.
Yeah, we were both a little unimpressed with Iowa State, even though we had them in Ireland. Since then, they've shown some weaknesses, and this line does smell a little bit. I like that pick. Not one of mine. No.
I mean, I'm willing to admit the fact that the lines have been skewed towards Colorado ever since Sanders showed up as the coach. And unfortunately, anybody who wants to play them, we're either laying too many against certain teams or we're not getting enough against other teams because everybody thinks that this team is, such hot shots with Deion Sanders as the coach. I don't know. And none of these seasons have been all that good. I mean, I guess that season you're going to end up being the best out of the three because 2 years ago they started out okay and they upset TCU early in the season and that got a lot of people's attention. But after that, we lost like our last 5 games of the season, the 6 games, whatever it was. It was pretty terrible at the end of the year. Last year, okay, ball team, all right, but we're not scaring anybody. We're not really threatening to be a top 20 team. This year, same system in place and some quality, some good players. We thought we were getting a quarterback who, had enough experience that he was going to be dangerous with some weapons at his disposal. Didn't work out that way at the beginning of the year. I'm really thinking I kind of like what I saw in the last couple of games. I'm thinking Colorado at home against Iowa State. We catch them. We catch these guys.
Yeah, I think the two teams are even, and then you got your home field advantage. I think it's Colorado's chance to shine this weekend. And my thoughts and prayers with Dion. I know he's going through some health issues. As we all are, lad, as we all are. All right, my number 4 pick, there's that saying, rider till she bucks you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm riding my pick number 4, and I'm riding on the Monarchs from Old Dominion. Who are these guys? They're putting up some points. Gotta love them. 14.5 I'm laying. But I laid 20 last week, and it was 34-0 at half. Tough. Yeah, I'm sticking with them. They're on the road versus Marshall. But the Monarchs have proven already to be a tough road team. They won at Virginia Tech, cash. They played tough against Indiana when they were in Bloomington, Indiana on opening day. Explosive offense. They blew out Coastal Carolina 47-7. Marshall is struggling this year. They gave up 54 last week at Louisiana, tough team, but they also lost to the previously mentioned Missouri State, who won with last night, but looked very ugly doing.
Didn't even look like a Division I college.
No, they did not. Which they're new to the to Division I.
They are.
Anyway, Old Dominion. I'm back on the horse. This is a different club, and they should cruise versus the Thunder and Herd. Lay 14.5. I think it clicked up to. I got 2 touchdowns. Take Old Dominion, the Monarchs, against Marshall.
All right. Moving on down the schedule to another game between some big time teams. I don't mean to disparage your smaller schools here.
I'm looking for value because
the angle. Wherever you can find the angle.
I tell you,
that's the way to go.
I tried. I looked Red River. I looked the Big Ten. I looked at ASU. I want to ask you about that game. ASU.
I like ASU.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to the Plains. Let's see. We already had 3 home team dogs. Here's number 4. The last team is actually a small home team favorite, but this is a home team dog. I am looking at Auburn plus 3.5 against Georgia. Georgia, that's the SEC team that I said from the beginning of the season.
Yes, you did.
Gonna drop.
You were on the right side last week,
and they are.
And you won the pizza.
They're 1-4 against the number, and I think they're lucky to have that one. Auburn, on the other hand, they had a game earlier this season, and that was on the road at Oklahoma, where, with any kind of decent officiating, I think they probably would have won that game.
Yes, they would have. So, we mentioned that on Dave and Dave.
Auburn, obviously.
And they covered.
Has their moments where they're up at the top of the SEC. They're not coming out of the weeds like a Vanderbilt or anything like that. But I do think that Georgia is a team on the decline, and I'm taking Auburn plus 3.5 against Georgia. Take them on the money line. They'll win this game straight up.
No, I know you're putting in your chips against Georgia, and you've cashed. Definitely a weak defense. They give up a lot of yards on the ground, and that's where the bread and butter of Auburn is. So, all right, best of luck to you there, laddie. Last game, like I said, I looked at the Indiana game. I looked at ASU. I'm leaning toward ASU. I'm taking a favorite. I had 3 dogs. I'm following with 2 kind of big favorites. I'm going with a team that I think is looking like, and this is probably the ultimate kibosh, the best team in college football, and that's Texas Tech. The Red Raiders just continue to pummel
Best
teams.
team in college football?
I think so. Give me another
statement.
team. Give me, is Ohio State all what they make up to be? It is a huge statement, but I think big wins, the big win at Utah and also at the University of Houston, both strong teams. I think this could be, something special for the Red Raiders. The Raiders. They're playing against Kansas.
Yeah, this might be the kind of year where somebody comes completely out of the
I
league.
think
Because
so.
really, look at all the big conference,
Yeah.
very competitive. Where who's still gonna be standing
Who's
at the end of the
stepping
season?
up? Right. And I think this, Ohio State is due to be upset.
I sure
Yeah,
hope it's this week.
yes,
Yeah.
I think so. I know. It's a good play because Illinois is tough D and they're at home. So I think that's a really good play. Way overvalued in that game with that spread. But getting back to the Red Raiders, they're playing Kansas. They've had some competitive games. They lost to Cincinnati close. They got beat up a little bit by Missouri, 11 points. They just squeaked by University of Central Florida last week. I think this is a wake-up call for the Jayhawks. I think the Red Raiders, they got a week off. They are going to pound Kansas. Look at that spread. Why is it so big? Because they are so strong. 2 touchdowns, minus 14. Red Raiders, Texas Tech beating the Jayhawks from Kansas.
All right, the last one. We only got about 10 minutes for the pros, so we love talking our college football. So
Yeah, we
talk a
do.
little
Can
bit.
you tell?
Well, granted, I mean, it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Not saying that pro football is completely worthless, but sometimes I kind of feel it. Anyway, I am looking at a clash of the, well, they're both in the Big Ten, which is fucking totally stupid. But anyway, I'm going to look at this one as what used to happen to the Big Ten team when they used to go out to the Rose Bowl every year, where everybody thought the Big Ten team was so tough, and the Pac-10 team would usually slap them around. And that is, I'm taking USC at home minus 2.5 against Michigan. I don't think
Nice.
Michigan's there yet. I don't think this quarterback is there yet. I don't think they're ready to take a trip out and play a pretty good team with a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, like USC. And I'm just looking at this as a trip to the Coliseum, which is going to end very poorly for those Wolverines. Anyway, I got USC minus 2.5.
I like that. More, I don't know a lot about USC. I haven't studied them a lot, but more against Michigan, which is totally one-dimensional running quarterback. All right, let's get to the pros from Dover. You want to start us out? We both did well last week, 3-2.
Oh yeah,
Let's start them out, baby.
I'm
Got
taking,
something tonight?
yeah, I got something tonight. Believe it or
You
not, I
feeling?
got something tonight.
You feeling a little?
Love the New York
You
football.
You
Giants.
singing the blues?
I am not singing the blues. I'm taking the blues.
Taking the
Taking the
blues.
blues
That's what I
against
meant.
the Eagles. Philly's just been kind of getting along. Well, except for the one game where they got spanked. And the Giants that I am taking some positives out of that game against New Orleans. I'm taking one of the biggest positives, the way they
First half.
the way they started that game. Right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
looked like they were pushing those guys around, doing what they wanted to do. I think they might have gotten caught a little bit with the inexperience bug there, with the quarterback putting the ball on the ground, with the running back putting the ball on the ground. I think they make up for it tonight. I think they have enough talent to hang in there with the Beagles and make this a game. And I think this is going to be a serious coming out party for Jackson Dart.
All right.
Vulnerable.
Like to hear it. I'll be rooting with
And
you in spirit. But you know,
the New York Football Giants and a little scataboo, a little power running.
Love that guy.
The bush push. We're just going to hand the ball to the running back. He's going to run you over, get a couple scores for the Giants. Do I think they can win? Yeah, I do. I do. Would I bet on it? No, I'm going to take the 7 points. So I'm taking the Giants +7 against Beagles.
Yeah, you might get up to 7.5. It's 7.5 at Hard Rock.
Yeah, it was 100 +7 even.
Okay,
so
I got it.
hopefully that would be huge. That would be huge.
Yes, no doubt about it. All right, NFL, Russian roulette. Here we go. Brrr. I know you're going to shoot me for this one. I'm taking the Patriots. I know. Obvious? What? I don't know. I keep coming back to it. They should handle the Saints. The Giants did for the first, 2 quarters, and then literally put it on the carpet, threw it up in the air. Anything they could do to lose that game, they did. I'm a little scared of the bounce effect after beating the Bills, outright. But Grable should have these guys, this club, ready to beat the lonely Aints.
Like the coach.
Yeah, I love that guy. We should have. Sorry, Dabs. Yeah.
All right, I
So-
smell pizza.
You smell a pizza? Oh my
pizza.
God, you're taking the Aints? Let me get that paper back.
I got them on the list.
Sweetheart.
Again, another one. This is 3 weeks in a row. It's hard to. We try to pick 5 games,
Yes.
and it's hard to find 5 games. It really is.
Yes.
I mean,
Bro.
maybe I should have looked at the totals again because I hit the total the last 2 weeks with
Yeah, you did.
Alice over, and maybe I should have looked for another one of those. I had a hard time coming up with 5 games.
That was 80
One of the games
points.
that I came up with was New Orleans. I do like the fact the way they looked like they were finding something against the Giants, like they were finding something with Spencer Rattler that can work, and that hangover factor that you mentioned for New England, I think is going to be huge here. Yeah, on the road, New England's. I don't know. They play great on the road last week, but anyway, that trip down to New Orleans, a little voodoo. I got New Orleans for a pizza. I'm gonna get
All right.
I'm gonna get a 2 Boots, which is
a little pizza.
parlor in the city. They've actually turned into a little bit of a chain, unfortunately, but they first opened on the Lower East Side, East Village. East Village? Yeah, East Village. Many moons ago, 30 years ago, more. 35, 40. And they do pizza it's called 2 Boots because it's the boot of Italy and it's the boot of Louisiana. So they add a lot of like Cajun stuff and everything to their pizza. And I know it sounds trendy and stupid, but it works very well. The Andouille that we got when we were down in Fort Lauderdale, we went to that breakfast place that you liked, and they had the Andouille sausage omelet that I had. Fantastic.
Lovely.
The sausage on the pizza at 2 Boots is what I'm looking for when New Orleans at least covers the spread against New England, plus 3.5. All right, you're up.
Those were good days at the Oakland East and studying the form a little.
I can't remember that place in Fort Lauderdale. It was on the beach. It was on the beach. You took me to a breakfast place down there. It was awesome.
It was lovely. Lovely. Yeah. Before we go down to Gulfstream. All right, number 2. I never thought I'd say it, but God bless Danny Dimes. He's doing his work. I'm taking the Colts. I'm laying the 7. Maybe it's something to do with the Cardinals, blowing our survivor.
Yeah, our survivor.
Yeah. Can we say a quick prayer? The hell with them.
We're pissed.
They're in a free fall right now. They look like losers. I don't think Kyler Murray's going to play. I think he's going to sulk like one of those soccer players, after he fake an injury. Yeah.
Oh, right. When he throws an interception, all of a sudden he'll start limping like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The coach is pissed off, but the Colts are just steamrolling everybody, and they're telling me, "Get the out of my way. We're winning. We're not only a great offense, good running attack, but their defense is tough." That's what's impressed me. I think they should shut down a weak Cards offense. Their Colts are at home. I think they're going to mop them up. Lay the 7 and a whole lot more. Colts over Arizona.
Right. Good to there. Next one for me is the most overrated team in the NFL is, in my mind, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are playing
your boy Aaron, really?
I think they're telling you a little bit with this line being as low as it is. And that's because and this used to be just such a simple handicapping principle, but it was a good handicapping principle because it worked. Which is, I'll take the team with the defense against the team that doesn't have a defense any day of the week. And in the case of this game, I've got the team with the defense, Cleveland. You can have the Pittsburgh Steelers with their no fucking defense. And I know my team is challenged to score points. I know they're challenged in a lot of different ways. There's a reason why that line is less than a touchdown. Yes, because Cleveland's going to be right there and might even be able to win this game. I got Cleveland plus 5.5 against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think Gabriel will play better than he played, and he
He
played
didn't look
decent
terrible.
last
Even
week.
yeah,
Yeah, he
he didn't
played
look
good enough to
terrible.
win, and we pushed on that one. But I had 4.5, but I'll call it a push. I kind of liked them. All
I
right,
know a
moving
lot of
right
people had
along.
3.5. They're
Yeah.
pissed.
All right.
It's a those Brown. That could be good. They're pissed at him, so they're going to take the Steelers.
I agree. I agree.
They can work to your benefit sometimes.
All right, I'm going against the Chiefs. I like the Lions on the road plus 2.5. I think it's down to 2. The running game should thrive against a banged up and aging and looking a little tired and out of shape, especially in the fourth quarter, late in games. Mahomes can't do it all by himself, although he's looking damn good trying.
He is trying. I got to
Yes,
give him a
yes,
ton of credit for that.
exactly. Detroit's got something to prove. Here you go. On the road. This is a statement win. I think they can win outright, but I'll take the 2. 2.5 is better. That's where I got it. Um, Detroit on the road in
No,
Kansas
they're
City.
given, aren't they? Given?
No, they are not the favorite.
Are you sure?
I could be wrong. I've been wrong
Let me look.
many times.
Shit.
I got it right here. Hold the phone. According to Hard Rock, the Lions are plus 2. I got it at 2.5. Maybe you want to buy that half a
Yeah,
point.
no, I saw 2.5 today.
Yeah,
It might
I
still
got a
be there.
feeling it's going to be important, but yeah. All right, Daver.
Okay, two things. The only thing worse than a popular favorite is a popular
Yeah.
underdog, and the Lions are super popular here because I had them on
Really?
my list.
Are
I
they?
had them on my list, and then I took a look at the game, and I took a look at the betting, and oh my God, everybody's on the Lions, and there was something else, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, so I'm scared. I'm scared of them, but I did have them on my list. I certainly wouldn't take the Chiefs here. Contrarianism doesn't work anywhere near as well as it used to. And you're saying you got the Lions plus 2.5. Yeah, even more attractive. But I am scared of the fact that they're a small dog that everybody's in love with. Well, they've looked like a much better team over the last few weeks. There's no doubt about that. Let's see what happens with that. I'm not inclined to put my